What is going on, everyone? My name is Julian Purnell, the Heavy Metal Joker, and you right now are watching the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. And, please comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it, do whatever you can. Just spread the word about Crash and Burn. They're a very high-rising wrestling podcast. And, please enjoy this video. And the Heavy Metal Joker is out of here. Crash and Burn!
Welcome to another episode of the Crash and Burn Wrestling Podcast. Tonight we're going to be going over last year's AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view, which took place on May 25th, 2019 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Vegas. And that was to be AEW's first ever show pay-per-view. Alright, so how about we bring everybody in here? First up, we have a guest appearance on here.
Let's do it.
Most of you have seen him on the Tuck Your Chin podcast. Nick, Isaac.
Hello. Once again, I am back doing other people's podcasts because that is my only purpose in life now. I'm going to plug my own podcast here. Check out Scoops Out Loud. Also check out Tuck Your Chin and check out Crash and Burn Podcast. Although I don't know how you wouldn't be able to check it out and hear my message about checking it out. So check it out.
Next up.
And he means do it.
Next up we have Josh.
Hey guys, it's the Assassin. We're back with another episode. One of my favorite people in 2019, AEW Double or Nothing. And as you see, my location is from being family friend's house, but that stopped me from doing the podcast. No, and the grind does not stop. And the Assassin is here.
Next up, we got William.
What's up, guys? Last week I was supposed to make a full return, but I couldn't stay for the whole episode. Hopefully I can this week. And I'll pass it over to Lucas.
Lucas, you go next.
Hi, it's me. You know, you guys missed me on the Friday's episode. I had to deal with some business things. I'm not saying on here. It's none of your damn business. But, I'm just here. It's as simple as that.
Alright, last but not least,
we
got my co-host of the Tuck Your Chin podcast and the Moshcast, Ronald Van Donald Evan.
What's up, everybody? I'm out here eating peanut butter like a madman. We're gonna be reviewing Double or Nothing. God damn, this peanut butter is good. Yeah, that's all.
Alright, and sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sex.
Of course.
Okay. Well, first match was on the pre-show, the buy-in. We got the 21-man Casino Battle Royal. Adam Page won by last eliminating MJF. I'm gonna start with Nick for this.
That was a interesting little match. That was. There was a lot of fun stuff in there, especially MJF being an absolute jackass to everybody in that match. That never gets old. That was definitely, I feel like that was kind of the start of like Luchasaurus's rise in the AEW wrestling community. And overall, I think it was a really good match. Although I do in part agree with something that Jim Cornette said a while back when talking about this show, that this is a match to determine the number one contender to your world championship. This is the person who wins this is going to possibly be the face of the company, and you have a couple of faces that I wouldn't really consider putting in that match, like Marco Stunt. He does some good stuff, but in terms of setting a face for the company, I'd say there were other people you could have put in that spot. Nothing against the man at all. It was a good match. I'm very glad Page won it. I definitely think he should have won it. So, yeah. Next,
William.
Definitely the right winner here to go with Hangman. I think out of everybody in that match, I think Hangman probably has the most potential to be like the face of the company in the coming years. He obviously went to lose to Jericho, so I guess we'll see him be a world champion down the line instead of when they had their match. I believe it was All Out, if I'm not mistaken. So it was a nice little, like appetizer for the rest of the card, but it was nothing too special.
Mm-hmm. All right, Josh.
I personally liked the match. They had a lot of bright faces in the match, a lot of young talent, up and coming stars. I like that it was the build up to Hangman Page's pretty much career, and I actually like him as a single star better than a tag team wrestler. I feel like he's got way more potential as a single competitor. But it left to All Out. Whoever won the Battle Royal faced Jericho or Omega at All Out, which we will get into later on. But I was very happy with Hangman winning. I felt like AEW had a lot of potential in him to make him a bright star, and it was just a rise up to his career and make him world champion in the future. I hope he wins the title like the next coming years.
All right, Evan.
Sorry, it was MJF versus Hangman Page?
No, it was actually a 21-man casino battle royal, which Adam Page won by last eliminating MJF.
Oh. Yeah, this was a match that existed. That took place. I honestly, here's a hot take. I've never understood or seen the hype in Hangman Page. Like, he's good, but I don't get it. So, yeah, I hear loud noises in the background. But anyway, yeah, awesome. Adam Page won. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Lucas, what are your thoughts on the match?
All right, so what I thought about after watching this match over and over, a couple days ago actually, before I got into this, I thought it was really good. There's some rise of superstars like Luchasaurus and all them. Like, what's his name again? Who said that again?
Nicholas, hello.
Nick. I'm gonna call you Nick.
Yeah, everyone does
sure.
that.
Okay. Anyways, I just thought, it's the right winner won. Even though MJF is a great heel, like he's one of the best heels in the business, one of the best heels of all time right now. Like he's been on an all-time high as of recently with Chris Jericho, as of right now. And Hangman, I'm hoping he gets a world title shot here soon, because it's just starting to get to a point where your momentum gets down a little bit. So we just hope Hangman doesn't get his momentum down a little bit. And Hangman really deserved to win this match, even though he lost to a champion. Let you get to the moment.
Yep, that happened.
I thought this match was a good way to start off the show. I enjoyed it. Adam Page won. Short and sweet. Anyways, next match on the card, which was also on the buy-in, Kip Sabian defeated Sammy Guevara in a singles match. Josh, you sound excited, so you go first.
Okay, I personally enjoyed this match, to be honest with you. Sammy Guevara is one hell of an athlete. So is Kip Sabian. Pretty much, I loved the way these two went back and forth. There was action all over the ring. And half of these matches, they knew how to build up a stacked lineup for these matches. And pretty much, both these guys are very talented, especially Sammy Guevara, now that he's with Jericho and plenty of others with the Inner Circle. Kip Sabian doing his own thing. And this was just the rise to see what these two can do against each other. I thought it was a solid match. I want to see more in Kip Sabian, but we've seen a lot more in Guevara as months of the company went by. But I like to see more of Kip Sabian and see what else he can do in the ring besides being with his best man and his super bad girlfriend. So I want to see more of Kip Sabian, what he can do in the ring.
Exactly. Evan.
Sammy Guevara is a guy that I've actually been a pretty big fan of from what I've seen of him. From my understanding, he's really, really good. And here's a hot take. Get some fucking water. Turn on your air conditioning, because this is gonna be a spicy opinion, right? I think that Sammy Guevara, when he made that joke back in the day or whatever when he got suspended for 30 days. I think that was all bullshit. I think that he just made a
Oh,
harmless,
yeah.
edgy joke, and no one should have been punished for it. I think that whole situation was stupid.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of Sammy and all of that stuff. And yeah, he won the match, right?
Yep.
Okay. I have a confession to make. I only watched Jericho versus Omega. I don't remember watching the other matches on the show. But aside from that, from my understanding, Sammy is great, and so was Kip Sabian. So wasn't Kip Sabian a fucking TNA legend?
I think so.
Or am I thinking of someone else?
Even though I never watched TNA.
Probably thinking of Ezekiel Jackson. But yeah. Yeah, that's it.
That's your take? Alright, William.
As far as I'm concerned, this was just a match to kind of introduce both guys to the AEW fans who might not really be familiar with these two. I don't remember too much of it. It was a solid match, I think, from what I remember. But again, just kind of like the Casino Battle Royale, is just to get new talent out there and test the waters with them.
Oh, okay. Nick.
Yeah, I agree with everything. I agree with most of what you all just said about the match. It was very solid. It was definitely a great way to introduce both of them. And to me, it was actually almost a precursor to what AEW Dark would become, where it's basically, it acts as an exhibition. And I feel like you can use that for every pay-per-view, have two guys who are up and coming, test the waters, see how they can go, and yeah, I think it was a really solid match. I liked both of their work. I feel like Sammy's kind of very underrated, in my opinion. So yeah, I liked it very much. That was my opinion.
Wait, which Sammy? Sami Zayn, Sammy Callahan, or Sammy Guevara?
Got me there.
Too many Sammys.
Yeah.
And then there's fucking
this one
Kyle's
and that
cat.
one.
There's also Kyle's cat, Sammy. Can't forget that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Alright.
can't forget that.
Yeah,
Lucas.
Yeah. AKA Ryleigh's husband. If you guys don't know that Sammy and Ryleigh have I always say a lot of question. I know a lot of people are questioning and all that stuff, and I
They
respect
have a thing.
they go at it. They go at it. But going out to the match, this is the first introduction. This is the first singles match, I believe, for AEW. I believe in general. I believe. So after that, I think it's pretty historic to me. I'm a big fan of Sammy Guevara. Ever since I've been Inner Circle, been a bigger fan of him. Can't say it. I need to see more to see if I'm a fan or not. Because he's kind of used a little bit. Maybe he's used now because his best man is Miro now, if I'm not mistaken. But I need to see more from freaking Kip Sabian as who said, I don't know, I think it's Josh or maybe Jason said, I don't know, I'm not sure. But
what you're trying to say is pretty much, Lucas, you're trying to say that you want to see more of him as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Josh, you're lagging.
Promo. Damn.
Why are you lagging?
Hold.
Josh, you're being a bitch.
Hold on, I'll be back.
Okay, Mr. Assassin. Anyways, next match.
Well,
Alright, y'all good.
Yep.
Alright, so next match just happens to be the main card.
Let's go.
SCU defeated the Stronghearts, which is Shima, T-Hawk, and Al Lindemann. It was some people that are in AEW.
Wait, no, SCU defeated who?
The Stronghearts.
The team name.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is that?
Oh.
Shima? Yeah, they were like from China/Japan, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like a part. I feel like they were kind of a sort of excursion, sort of almost another exhibition team for like Japanese/Chinese wrestling, I think.
What was that? What that?
I didn't know them like until I heard about them from this pay-per-view. That's like the first introduction
Yeah,
I
same.
kind of got. Anyways,
All right. Well, Nick, how do you feel about the match since you're talking already?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I think it was a nice introduction for them. They're definitely very solid workers, those guys, and it served its purpose to sort of exhibit these guys from companies that you probably would not normally be able to watch. And I think it was to serve a double purpose to build up SCU for their eventual tag title win, and also to kind of possibly set up a relationship with whatever companies, Shima and Elindeman and the other guy, whatever his name
that
is.
guy.
That
I
guy.
mainly know
Or
SCU in
whatever.
this match.
Strong Hearts, Shima, Elindeman, and that guy. Yes, it served to really exhibit that. And it kind of sucks that with this whole pandemic they haven't been showing up. I was really high on them, and now they can't go because of obvious reasons. They've not shown up, so that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
William.
Oh.
I think
yeah,
that
William.
this match is like what Evan said about the buy-in. It just kind of existed. There was really nothing too much to get invested in with the trio of Shima, Lindemann. I forgot who the last guy was. T-Hawk.
T-Hawk. Oh.
They really haven't been on TV at all. So I think SCU won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess this was kind of like one of the many wins they would accumulate that would lead to, their title reign and everything. But other than that, this match wasn't. It was just kind of there.
And I have to ask the question: how are T-Hawk and T-Bar related? You have to ask that at some point.
Anyways, Josh.
This match was I really enjoyed it. Like, I agree with everyone. It kind of existed because it was kind of like the build-up for SCU, pretty much. It was kind of like, I guess you could say, like I said, the build-up for SCU and kind of an introduction to Strong Hearts, pretty much. This was my first time ever hearing of Strong Hearts. I've heard of them pretty much. I heard of them, never like seen them wrestle until AEW. I heard of them from like major MLW and other promotions they've been a part of. And they seem like really great talent. I'm not like gonna say, oh, you're terrible talent. I'm gonna say you're great talent, no matter where you come from. But overall, this was, I feel like, the match that builded SCU up to where they're at. And I thought it was a solid match, to be honest.
All right. Lucas.
To be honest, I'm just gonna say I didn't watch this match, to be honest, and this is a match that just existed. Even though I believe SCU broke up this year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Not exactly. I think
I know Scorpio. I know Scorpio Scott departed from him. That's all I know.
he's kind of like in the mix. He's kind of like single star and tag team competitor. He's kind of doing both, I think. I'm not too sure.
I'm just gonna say the match just existed. Just like that. There's none. I don't need nothing to say. So.
In my opinion, this match was also a match that only existed. Like, nothing too special, really. Like, I was just getting to know AEW at this point. Anyways, Evan.
This was a match that happened in this current timeline in the world. All kidding aside. Fucking goddamn. I didn't watch the match. I'm sorry. Like I said, I only remember watching fucking Jericho versus Omega.
It's alright.
Yeah, cool.
It's all cool, man. Anyways, next match, ladies and gentlemen. We had Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defeating Nyla Rose, Kylie Ray, and Awesome Kong, who was with Brandy Rhodes, in a fatal four-way match.
That was a pretty big moment, though.
William.
Yeah. What was the match again? Sorry.
The match was Dr. Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, Kylie Ray, and Awesome Kong in a fatal four-way match.
I think it was cool that we got to see Awesome Kong, although she kind of fell off the face of the earth, I guess. I don't remember who. You said Britt Baker won, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this match existed. There's really no long-term storytelling here. It's just a match to introduce the women to the AEW audience. That, I mean, because for me, personally, because since I've only been a fan for like less than a decade, I'm not really too familiar with Awesome Kong or, to be honest, any of the other talents. So it was just nice to get to know what they can do.
All right, Nick.
Yeah, it was an interesting match. It was definitely another showcase match. And the only story, I wouldn't even call it storyline purposes, just a thing that happened. Just the only thing that really came out of that match was that Brandy Rhodes and Awesome Kong kind of became a thing. And that created the greatest storyline in AEW history, the Nightmare Collective.
That was an interesting
Yay.
Which obviously failed.
Yeah. Thank God. It was interesting. It was definitely seeing Nyla Rose and Britt Baker that kind of cemented them as kind of the bigger stars in the division from the get-go. I feel so bad to this day about what happened with Kylie Ray, because I bet she would have been such a massive star there if she had stayed.
Yeah, she left.
If what happened had not happened. The details.
Wait,
about
what
that,
happened with Kylie Ray?
The
She
details.
left AEW.
Yeah, the details of like what led to that are kind of mixed, I feel like, but I remember it had something to do with. It may have been some sort of emotional dealing. It something. It had something to do with that, and she just left. And I feel like she would have been. The crowd was so hot for her, and yeah, I feel like she could have been a massive star. She could have even been a champion. But
Exactly.
it was an interesting little match again.
All right. Lucas.
Okay, I wanted to say something. Okay, I have a question. Okay, AEW, I usually don't criticize you for things, but why the flipping hell did you make Awesome Kong cut legit people's hair? What the hell
I remember that.
were you thinking? Like, what are you, wrestler or freaking barber? I'm going to get my hair cut right now.
That's true.
As Brutus the Barber Beefcake slowly walks away.
Yeah. Hey, Awesome Kong, I need this cut right here. I need this trimmed over here. Go ahead and trim it for me.
Damn.
But this is a match that just happened. It's interesting, I guess. But move on.
Josh.
Oh God. Oh jeez. This was I was kind of interested in this match. Too exciting. I was kind of interested to see what the women of AEW were gonna do, because I feel like the thing is they have a stacked men's roster, but not a stacked women's roster. Pretty much Brandy Rhodes is trying to get more women involved with and stuff. You know, the whole the AEW heels thing that she's doing and stuff like that. But Awesome Kong, I mean, that was kind of a big thing because we didn't know who was going to show up and everything. We didn't know who was going to sign or what. But I agree with Lucas. Are we playing barber shop, or we are? This was kind of the build up to Britt Baker. This was kind of like where she was going to be a main of like the women's division, where I love her heel gimmick now, so that's very. But overall, this match was kind of it was okay. I wasn't waiting for it, to be honest. Let's just leave it at that, you know.
All right. Evan.
All right. So, for starters, whoever the fuck told Brandy Rhodes that she should step foot into a wrestling ring and actually wrestle is a fucking goddamn idiot. Because Jesus Christ, Brandy Rhodes cannot wrestle worth a shit. Gee, I wonder why, though. It's only, it couldn't possibly be because she was literally only an announcer and had zero wrestling experience. No, it couldn't be that. Not at all. Brandy Rhodes fucking sucks. Nyla Rose fucking sucks. I want to talk about somebody who's just overrated as all hell. At least in my opinion, Nyla Rose is boring and uninteresting and can't wrestle worth a shit. Alright? That's just me. Now, as for Awesome Kong and Britt Baker. Now, those are two established ladies. They actually know how to fucking have a good match. So, this match is, it's like a shithole, but not exactly. It was okay. I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree. This match was okay. It was just a starter for all the women.
I will never pass up the opportunity to talk shit about Brandy Rhodes and Nyla Rose.
Hey, rhymed. Yay.
Yes.
All right. Anyways, next match we had Best Friends defeating Angelico and Jack Evans in a tag team match.
Who?
AKA the Hybrid 2. Jack Evans
the Hybrid.
and Angelico.
Oh,
but they were just who haven't been on AEW in months.
God, this show was a fucking mess, wasn't it? God.
Anyways, Josh, since you're talking, you go first.
Well, both teams are by far two of my favorites in the tag team division. I feel like, in my opinion, AEW has the best tag team division. Pretty much, this was kind of a build-up to who would be the face of the tag team division, pretty much. These two are definitely for the best tag team competitors, for the best athletes. And Trent and Chuck, Angelico and Jack Evans, but then the Dark Order comes out, makes their debut with all those minions surrounding the ring. The match itself was a really solid tag team contest. Pretty much, all I'm going to say is, alright, this was the lead up to Dark Order's, I guess you could say build up, because that was the first time we saw them, but then the minion thing, they still do it, but they're all just actual wrestlers. They're not just creeps just walking around the ring. If you saw the difference, pretty much, you saw the first time they were creeps around the ring. Not like they were just not actual wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
As months went by with AEW, they all became, it was all actual wrestlers who were like Dark Order minions, pretty much. So, overall, what I'm going to say is the match was solid. A great way to start off the tag team division. And let's keep it going.
Nick.
Obviously, Chuck and Trent and Evans and Angelico are obviously four amazing guys, and put them in a tag team match, they're bound to do some really cool stuff that you've probably never seen before. I feel like that was kind of what Double or Nothing was, because they didn't really have that was what that show was meant to be. It was supposed to be an exhibition, and some things were hits and some things were misses, and some weren't supposed to be kind of either. They were supposed to be there to just showcase. And I feel like that was also what this match was, although I bet most hardcore indie fans would have known who all these guys were. And looking back on it, and looking back obviously on the debut of the Dark Order, I think it sucked. I don't think it was. I was interested at first, but just now looking back on it, there were so many options. Like, first of all, looking at now when they're continuing to build storylines on being the Elite and Road 2, you could have definitely, on some being the Elite, building up to Double or Nothing. You could have had, like, promo packages or whatever for this mysterious new group of Dark Order. You shouldn't have just dropped them from out of nowhere, because it just felt so uncomfortable when the crowd was just chanting, "Who are you?" or "We don't know you," or something. It was like, it felt like it automatically just devalued them. For me, when the entire arena had no idea who the hell these two guys were, and there was it didn't help that they didn't have build up either. It would have helped if they at least, the crowd were chanting, "Who are you?" but you at least knew what their characters were supposed to be. We had no idea. It was just a guy wearing a mask and a guy wearing a kilt or whatever, and a bunch of weird green mask wearing guys running around. They could have definitely built that better. But in terms of the actual match itself, it was all right. It is what it was. It wasn't the best tag match on the show. That comes later. Hint, hint. So yeah,
Hint.
nudge, nudge.
All right, William.
I think this was a solid match, like Nicholas said. It wasn't like a spectacular tag team match like the tag team match later would be, but it was probably around the same level as the tag opener with SCU and the Strong Hearts. I think that it was the right result to have the best friends win, because as much as both teams are solid in the ring, and I forgot how you say his name, Angelico, I think it is, and Jack Evans.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
they
Angelico.
really have no character, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna bring up like the TH2 thing, it's honestly kind of boring and just really stupid to me. So I think best friends are a lot easier to get invested in. So it was an okay match with the right result.
All right, Evan.
I'm gonna be honest. The only person that I really know in this match is Jack Evans. And yeah, so from my understanding, Jack Evans is like outstanding and one of the best wrestlers, arguably. So yeah, this was a match
Okay.
that happened.
Yeah.
That's
Lucas.
This is a match that existed. This is a match that just honestly just existed. So, personally for me, I just didn't care. So, yeah. We'll just move on.
This was a solid match. That's all I'm gonna say. Both teams killed it. Anyways, next up we had Hikaru Shida, Riho, and some wrestler I don't know by the name of Ryleigh Mizunami. I don't know.
Who?
It's like who?
Who? Exactly. Anyways, they
Who
defeated.
in the world is that?
They defeated Aja Kong, Emi Sakura, and Yuka Sakazaki.
Wait, who won the match?
Hikaru Shida, Riho, and some stranger.
Hikaru Shida is the one who passed away, right?
No.
No? Who am I thinking of?
Hana Kimura.
No.
Hana Kimura. I'm sorry. Listen. I am not being racially insensitive. Both of their names start with an H and a K, alright? So. Okay, god damn it.
Damn.
Well, anyways, this was a 6-woman tag team match. So, Nick.
I'm going on Wikipedia right now because I want to see if I can pronounce the name. No, I'll be right there. Damn it, doesn't freaking show anything. The match was interesting. You know, it was like every other match. It was a showcase. And that was all. I don't really have anything else to say for it. It was a setup for especially the Japanese port, because I feel like there's almost like two portions of the women's division. There's the regular women's division. You got like Britt Baker and Big Swole and all of them, and you got like it almost seems like there's like a separate sort of sphere for the Japanese women. And I feel like they definitely, in comparison to many of the American and Mexican stars, they've killed it. I feel like I really don't remember them having a bad match. This match obviously was, once again, as I will reiterate, a showcase. So it is what it is. And in my attempt to pronounce this, it's Ryo Mizunami. Ryo Mizunami?
Let's go with that.
All right. I watch a lot of Japanese wrestling, so I'm just gonna guess that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I don't hate this match. I thought it was okay, but I'd rather watch the Britt Baker match. Josh.
Oh, actually, sorry to cut you off for a second.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
I
good.
just remembered I'm pretty sure it was this match, the catastrophic botch that took place where they freaking almost ended the match early. That like they called it was basically a Ricochet kicking out of the Michinoku driver when he wasn't supposed to thing, where kick out and then referee rang the bell. I'm like, what is happening? Yeah, so that
Oh
definitely
hell
took.
yeah.
Yeah, that took me out just a little bit. So, yeah, that happened, and that kind of devalued the match a little bit. Anyway, sorry for cutting you off. Back
It's
to you,
alright.
Josh.
I thought the match was boring as hell. I was just sitting there like this. I'm like, yeah, when will it end? Get on to another good match. I just thought it was just boring. I was like, who are you? Who are you? I don't know this one. I don't know that one. But the two I really stood out with in the match, who we got to know, was Hikaru Shida and Riho. Or no, my fault, Riho.
Riho.
I said Riho by accident. No, it's right. It's Riho. I know. She was the first women's champion, and those were the only two I really cared for. I thought the match was just boring in my opinion. To be honest, it was just like one of those. It was like one of those matches where you go take a bathroom break or something.
All right. William.
I was unfamiliar with basically every single one of these women at first, so I guess they somewhat surpassed my expectations, but those expectations are so low that just because you surpass it doesn't really mean much. So, like Josh said, it was pretty boring. It was kind of just there, but it was better than nothing, I guess, which is what I expected.
Yeah. All right. Lucas.
Like I said, I'm in the red light. If you guys know what that means, and I'm gonna say right now, no, that doesn't mean I'm horny or nothing. Let me get that out of the way. But I'm only gonna say the match only just existed. I feel
Are
like.
you guys doing that for every match?
Okay. Listen, hear me out.
Okay. All right.
Hear me out. The beginning of it was pretty boring to me, but it started spiced up right in the middle to the end. And that's the thing about it. If it wasn't for those matches that we get to in a moment, There Nothing would pretty much be a flop, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
So, it was just boring to me. It was just, I was not invested in this match, honestly. I was just taking the shit, to be honest.
All right. Evan.
This was a match.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, this match we're about to get to happens to be the best one.
Could you?
And
Sorry,
what's up?
I wanted to make a quick note, and this is having to do with kind of the whole women's division. And I agree with a lot of people's opinion that the AEW women's division is the weakest division in the company right now. And I feel like that also has to do with the fact that we don't really know many of the wrestlers. I mean, we definitely have some very defined characters like Britt Baker and, in a way, Big
Sheeta.
Swole, I guess. Yeah, and Sheeta as well. But there are definitely some things you could do, some lessons you could learn from other companies. One of the best examples, I think, of a really good heel that you could have had in the company. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of her, but there's this women's wrestler from Japan named Kagetsu, and she, in my opinion, is possibly one of the best women's wrestling heels in Japan, if not ever. She was definitely should be noticed more by wrestling audiences in America, and the way she handled her character was absolutely genius. Where it wasn't her being like saying I'm better than everyone else or whatever, and just acting like a jackass to everybody. The basis of her character, I'll put it in one sentence. You want to beat me, get better than me. That was the basis of her whole character, and it was amazing. She was undefeated, and it wasn't the best part about it wasn't exactly a heel. It wasn't exactly a heel. It was It was she wanted them to get better because I'm going on a freaking long rant. Sorry,
It's all right.
I'm sorry about that.
It's all right, man.
I just wanted to get it out there that like Japan was very similar to what we kind of have now in WWE, especially where the legends are kind of dominating. Like in Japan and their women's roster, it was mostly these people from the bygone era, and Kagetsu, her whole basis was, I'm going to beat you up, I'm going to break you, but I'm doing this so that you are ready to take over. I want to make sure that when I leave, there are people here who will be able to carry this division, carry this company, carry this brand, this sport into the next generation. I don't want to leave with there being these has-beens. And I feel like if you had characters like that just had a complicated arc like that in AEW, especially in the women's division, I feel like I would care more. You need that. You need that in the division. There's my rant on someone you've never heard of before, and you may never remember. So, there. Moving on. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's all right, man.
It's all good.
It's all good, bro. Well,
Next match.
all you are gonna go nuts at this match. It was Cody defeating Dustin Rhodes singles match.
Yes. Right, hold on. Let me get out my Snapchat.
Oh.
All right, Nick, you go first.
Oh boy, wow, this is I can't believe you're allowing me to do this. Especially after that. This was definitely match of the night for me. The tag match was amazing, but this took the cake, the metaphorical and the literal cake. Cody and
You trying to say Dustin Rhodes has cake? Because he's Cody. I mean, you're trying to say Cody does?
How dare? Don't judge me. Those two just have the best chemistry, honestly. And it definitely, that match goes to show how blood really works in wrestling and how it can really tell a story. Everything about that match was perfect, in my opinion. Even like little details, like even because in previous entrances you saw with Cody, DDP was one of his corner men or whatever, and then when Cody was resorting to heel tactics, and when Brandy was resorting to heel tactics, DDP's like, you know what, I've had enough of this, you're getting the hell out of here. And he literally just carries her over his shoulder out of the arena to the applause of everyone. And the storytelling in that match was amazing. The promo afterwards is probably one of the best. And I feel like AEW really made me love Dustin Rhodes more than I think I could have ever. Because AEW has flaws or whatever, but I can't thank them enough for letting me see guys in a different light, like Dustin Rhodes and Jake Hager and all these other guys who I could have never imagined liking in a million years, and they've become some of my favorite wrestlers. So, yeah, the story to this match was amazing. The story after this match was amazing. What they've done with that match. The emotion, though. I haven't felt emotional for a match like that ever again, and that upsets me so much. So, yeah, that was the match of the night for me.
Yeah.
William.
I agree with Nick. I think this definitely took the cake as the match of the night. I think that this was probably one of the best storytelling matches I've ever seen. And being that, you know, I haven't been a wrestling fan for forever like some of you guys might, this was definitely like it's probably one of my top 10 favorite matches of all time. And it definitely brought out the emotions, similar to a way that a match like Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole at TakeOver New York did. And it was really awesome because I got to see it live. Well, not like in person, but like I got to watch it as in real time. So, because I feel like matches, when you watch them back afterwards, you definitely don't feel as much of the emotion or, the intensity ramping up. So, I think this was definitely the best match on the night. Probably one of the best, if not the best story still to this day that AEW has told.
Exactly. Josh.
Oh, oh my! I have to say, was the best match. I have to say by far of the night, besides the one we're gonna get into after. But just the chemistry behind the blood behind these two. I mean, just the match, just the action. I mean, it just blew me away. And I mean, Dustin Rhodes. I mean, I've always loved Dustin. I always loved Cody Rhodes. But when Cody Rhodes left the WWE, it made me a fan of him even more because of how meaningful he is to the sport of professional wrestling. How much of a great talent he is, and how much of a great source he is, pretty much. And pretty much the thing that kind of brother. It showed it was family versus family to see who was the better wrestler, and pretty very very talented athletes. I feel like Dustin is kind of more not really much prime, but I feel like Cody is like kind of younger brother pretty much. But overall, the match itself was just fantastic. But guts to Dustin Rhodes to from out of his. I mean, wow, there was like blood all over the ring. I mean, it was just crazy. But the promo at the end got me a little emotional. That's how much Cody loves his brother and how much his brother has done for him in the wrestling business. And just overall, the match was fantastic. It really took the cake.
Yeah. Evan.
Okay, so this fucking match was pretty interesting. I think that this match's the praise that this match gets is a bit overstated, because like Cody just can't fucking go 2 seconds without trying to poke a jab against WWE. And he in his entrance, right, he fucking took the sledgehammer and hit Triple H's throne, and it was retarded and stupid and dumb.
Yeah.
And that was dumb. This match was okay. It was good, but I didn't really like it that much. Dustin bladed way too much, which is why he bled so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was okay.
Lucas.
Alright, let me get off Snapchat. This bitch is texting me. Hold on. But anyways, so you trying to call it ugly and shit, but as says the one is who dropped on her head as a child.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, don't mess with me. Anyways, get off to the match though. It was a fucking good match. And, I think it was match of night for me. Just the emotion of it. It just took it away from me. Like the ending of it made me cry. Like it was a damn good match. I think it was one of the best matches Dustin Rhodes ever had in his career, in general. And maybe Cody's as well. And entrance was good. And I said before, and I say it again. We all thought that Dustin Rhodes was done for after he left WWE, but no, he put on his best work.
Yeah.
For a while. And Cody, and the thing is about it, and I saw this today when I listened to the freaking Stardust's theme song. If it wasn't for Stardust's gimmick, we probably wouldn't get AEW. Yeah, that. And wow. I'm gonna be honest, like it was a good match for me. Bloody and everything. It was just great. Like there's no faults in this match at all. Maybe he said there's too much blood in there, but that's about it.
For sure. Yeah, this match was match of the night. The emotion was fantastic in this match, especially the promo at the end and the amount of blood that was poured out in this match. Like that shows what wrestling's truly about. Like emotion, storylines, moments, extreme.
Yeah. The thing is about that promo.
That match proved it all.
Yeah.
Like
One thing
I
though.
don't need a friend. I don't need a partner. I need my older brother.
Yeah, that proves it all.
And they hugged it out.
One thing though. Yeah.
I mean, you can't
one
forget
thing,
also about the
guys.
way they turned that into a storyline with the Young Bucks. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Fun fact, I was just about to get into this. That promo actually led into the tag team match between the Rhodes and the Young Bucks at Fyter Fest.
that was Fight for the Fallen. Josh.
Fight for the Fallen. Yeah, that promo actually led into that match.
Yeah. Anyways, next match we had the Young Bucks defeated the Lucha Brothers in a tag team match for the AAA World Tag Team Championship.
Was this like the tables and ladder match?
No,
thing?
the Escalera de la Muerte was at All Out.
Oh, right.
I don't know how I remember that entire sentence.
Evan, you go first.
This was a match. No, I'm kidding. This match actually wasn't too bad. It was just a crazy spot fest, and really with the Young Bucks, like honestly, like I would. This is a similar joke that I made on the Tucker Shin podcast. I would compare the Young Bucks to porn, and here's why, right? So you don't watch porn because it tells a compelling story. You watch porn to bust a nut for the entertainment, right? The Young Bucks don't know how to tell a story in a match, but they're good wrestlers, and they do a lot of crazy high-flying shit. So the Young Bucks are like the porn of wrestling.
Okay.
I don't think we can get through an episode without
match.
Evan making a sex joke.
Listen, I'm just spitting the facts, okay?
Mm.
And I
Okay.
would
Watch
know.
way
I
too
watch
much
a lot
of that
porn,
shit.
so.
Mm.
But yeah, no, the Young Bucks, yeah. I wonder what they would think if they ever saw this. Did he just call us the porn of wrestling? I mean, hey, I'm just...
He's getting blocked on Twitter.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like it was a with the Young Bucks, their matches are entertaining and that's it. You're not gonna get a story out of them. Or, I mean, honestly, the Young Bucks are also kind of like maybe the Michael Bay movies of wrestling, because Michael Bay can't direct a good movie worth of shit. But you can't lie that the action that Michael Bay directs in his movies is entertaining. He can't tell a story. He can't write a fucking story. But like, listen, I'm gonna say, here's a hot take, right? You can now look me in the eyes and tell me that the first Transformers movie that came out isn't fun. It's a fun movie to watch. It's not great. It's not like a masterpiece of cinema. But that Transformers movie, the first one that Michael Bay made, is pretty fucking good. Maybe I've got some bias because I grew up watching it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a funny, violent, great movie. So yeah, but it doesn't have a great story, I guess. But yeah, no, this was a fucking decent movie.
Yeah.
Porn.
I guess this is one of my favorite matches.
Yeah, you go, Josh.
I enjoy as a tag team, like as a fan of the Young Bucks for since I guess I've been a fan of the Young Bucks since New Japan. That's where I kind of got introduced to them, and after seeing them the first time, I'm like, wow. I'm like, this is the best tag team I've seen. But I mean, sometimes like the Young Bucks just get put into a match because they're the top faces. That's what what you were trying to say, and you don't know. Sometimes the storyline doesn't go. They're not really in rivalries at most times. But this was a match pretty much set up from Mexico, pretty much where the Young Bucks won those titles, and they defended them at Double or Nothing. And I really loved their gear that night too, like based on Shawn Michaels and Mario Jannetty, the Rockers. That was just a great homage. They're two of the best tag teams in that division, and I want to see more matches between them. Maybe we could see Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers Part 3. That's like one of the best tag team rivalries. But overall, I'm gonna say this: it was a great match, but stay tuned if you guys want us to review 2019. Santana and Ortiz attacking them the second time they had a match, pretty much. So overall, the tag team match was great. Love the ladder match. Love ladder matches. So Let's go. I'm gonna pass it over to somebody.
Nick, you go.
All right. I have an opinion, kind of a mix of Evans and Josh's that I don't. The
My
Young
name is
Bucks-
Ezekiel.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. The Young Bucks, they were great wrestlers, but I don't say they're the best at telling a story. But at the same time, the match was flipping amazing, and they're great wrestlers. The story going into it was kind of interesting, the build-up saying that, like, the Lucha Brothers since the beginning of 2019 had, like, 30-something matches or whatever. The Young Bucks have only had 2. So it's like, and plus the Young Bucks beat Lucha Brothers for the titles after they had already had a match for the titles. So this was really to see if the Young Bucks were truly better than the Lucha Brothers, because the Lucha Brothers thought, you beat us at our weakest, And plus, y'all haven't wrestled at all for like the past few months. Let's see how you can handle it when you have us at 110% in that ring on the big stage. So there was definitely an interesting story going into it, but it didn't really get translated into the actual match, and that was kind of my one complaint with it. And but that match was the setup for probably I would say it was, besides Jericho versus Page, it was the biggest kind of storyline. Besides Jericho versus Page and Omega versus Moxley, it was the biggest kind of storyline in AEW's early history. That was the big major thing. So, yeah, the match was great. I love the match that came after that a ton. So, yeah, that is my opinion on that one.
I mean, hey, I'm just gonna put it to you this way, right? Asking the Young Bucks to tell a good story in a match is the equivalent of asking Helen Keller to perform brain surgery. I'll tell you what.
Damn.
Shit.
Poor
All right. William.
First of all, I absolutely love both teams. I think that they definitely probably held back a little bit due to the fact that they knew they're gonna fight again at All Out. I think the build-up could have been better. Like, I hate when the build-up is just solely based on like who's better. There needs to be something more behind that. But I think this was probably it probably ended up being the second best match on the card, because the Young Bucks, in my opinion, I don't know about right now, but actually they probably still are the best tag team in the world in my opinion. So they don't really need a story to have a good match, but I think it definitely could have added to it. So that's my one complaint about it.
Yeah, I agree. They're the best tag team in the world, and I mean they've proven it so many times.
All right. Anyways, Lucas, you go for it. What are your thoughts on the match?
Alright, so I can't show my face right now, I'm doing things right now that, I'm just doing things right now, so.
Put your clothes back
Mystery.
on. We're doing a podcast.
It's not in my room, bro. Hold on.
This is not professional.
Okay. What I want to say about the match, though, it was great, and I loved it. I feel like it's still at their La Menta, at least how you say it.
Escalera.
What the hell you call it? Anyways, it was a good match and all that. I feel like both matches are very equal, but the La Meta takes it away for the how you say it? It takes it away from the for that one spot. I can't remember. It's the package power drive spot.
Oh,
on that ladder.
Oh, you mean the Fear Factor pile driver? I don't freaking know what the hell it's called.
Fear Factor power drive on the ladder. Yeah, that was one spot that I liked, and the other match that I saw. But overall, the match with the All Out, the Young Bucks gear was awesome. I love it. How they came out kind of like Vegas style, and that's what I like about it. Young Bucks come out with amazing gear, even though a bunch of
their gear was awesome.
They do flips and shit and all that sort of shit. But it's just a great match, and I want part 3, and I want to see the Young Bucks win.
Yeah. After everyone here, like.
What the fuck?
Bucks?
Because that is everything to do with the Young Bucks.
Yes. Did you guys hear all of that?
I unfortunately heard most of that.
That was my friend who recorded that. Yeah,
All right. Well, anyways, yeah, I have to agree with everybody here. This match was also a good one. Like
Better
the Young
fucking
Bucks
agree.
and the Lucha Brothers are both talented teams. So yeah, this has to be my second favorite match of the night, along with Cody versus Dustin Rhodes. Anyways, moving on to the main event of Double or Nothing
Let's
2019.
do it. One more match.
Chris Jericho defeated Kenny Omega in a no DQ match. And the winner faces Adam Page, who won the Casino Battle Royal early that night for the inaugural AEW World Championship at All Out, which was that same year.
Yeah.
Anyways, this match also killed it. Like Jericho, like I always loved him ever since his WWE days. Like, and him in AEW, like, was one of the best things there. And then Kenny Omega, I was just getting to know him, but when I was first watching that show, and he impressed me, and he grew on me. And otherwise, this match as a whole.
Kenny Omega?
Yes.
Bro, you went on her fucking rock. Come on now.
Oh.
Anyways, Lucas, since you're already talking, how about you go first?
Okay, first off, I don't know how the hell. Okay, you're probably one of this rare type of species that just started watching Kenny Omega. Like,
Yeah,
he's one of the
true.
best freaking stars of Japan.
Well,
Before
I
he went
agree
to
with that.
AEW.
I agree with that. When I first started watching him in AEW.
And you should have saw his match with Okada.
Oh my God, yeah.
Great match, got all in those. But there was a good match and all that, but it was a bit sluggish a little bit from Chris Jericho. I expected a little more from Chris Jericho. It's a little bit sluggish a little bit. You know how time you get older and all this stuff, you kind of lack a little bit. Look kind of Chris Jericho did. He's still a good wrestler. He's one of the all-time legends, in my opinion.
No matter what.
Yeah, and Enzo was good. The evolution of Chris Jericho, you got the list of Jericho, you got the freaking glow in the dark jacket, you got
that was a
OG
cool
Chris
entrance.
Jericho.
The Festival of Friendship. Wait, we probably don't want to remind him of that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't trust Kevin Owens.
Don't trust.
Don't
trust anyone. Never trust anyone named Owens. Never trust anyone named Owen.
Oh, no.
No.
And I want to say, K-Omega's answer was just blah. It was just there. It was the lyrics are good now, but just back then, the instruments a little bit. It's just nah.
Yeah.
And I feel like Devil Sky is a lot better than that. And K-Omega should bring out those gears he wore at Wrestle Kingdom. You know, those really immaculate gears he had with Terminator trying to change the world. I think there was one more at WrestleMania Kingdom 13.
Wrestle Kingdom 13. Let's see Wrestle Kingdom 13.
Are you guys done yet?
No, not yet,
No.
Wyatt.
Wait a minute.
Why?
Wyatt from out of nowhere. By God.
And Lucas, are you done yet?
No.
All right, keep going.
All right, so this I believe was. I really don't want to say anything about this. This is the debut of freaking Jon Moxley.
There you go. Somebody mentions it. Somebody mentions
it. Did you forget? Did you drop my head, child?
I did not forget that. I was gonna announce that later.
No. We all know what happened. We all saw Rocket down the interview. Chris Jericho say, "I want to thank you." Here comes freaking Jon Moxley.
Since we watched,
and everyone went crazy. And freaking JR was freaking have an orgasm.
Yes.
And yeah, it was just great debut. And this is this rising of a freaking star that got out of jail, basically, aka WWE.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it for me. So,
All
bye.
right, William, you go next.
I think that I forgot who mentioned it earlier, but Jericho is obviously getting up there in age. He's still great on the mic and he's got a great character, but he's definitely slowed down. He's not the guy that we used to know in terms of in-ring performance. This is probably the third best match on the card, I'd say. It wasn't as good as the previous two matches, but it was okay. It was kind of underwhelming because when you see Jericho and Omega on the card, you're expecting to tear the house down. But I guess it was okay. I think the real highlight was when Jon Moxley debuted afterwards. I think that was like because they couldn't really deliver as much as most people probably would have liked. I think that kind of got the crowd amped up to finish the show. In terms of the winner of the match, I think that Jericho was probably the right guy because Kenny already won. I don't know if it was earlier that year or the year before.
it was earlier of
And
2018.
it's Wrestle Kingdom 12.
Yeah, so I don't think you want him taking 2 straight losses to Kenny, and I think that Jericho, even though Kenny had a huge name, he was obviously still the big. Jericho was obviously still the bigger guy in name, and if you know you're gonna put him as your champion, if you want to have him look good, then you can't really have him lose here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh.
Nick.
Oh, and this was hold on.
Oh,
This
wait.
was also the debut of the Judas Effect, I think,
Yes.
as his finisher.
Yeah.
He has that as well.
It was meh. Like Chris Jericho, oh my God, I can't speak. Judas Effect. It's just meh. It's good. It's better than freaking Lightning Fist. But it's just meh. Just all the striking finishers except for the Black Mass is just, That's how I feel about it. And let me say this. The Wrestle Kingdom 12 match is a lot better than the AEW match.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Nick.
Yeah, what can I say that hasn't already been said about this match? It was definitely it was a great match. I feel like if Jericho was younger, it would have been god tier. Their match at Wrestle Kingdom 12 was definitely better. And Jon Moxley's debut was possibly the biggest moment in wrestling of the entire year. And I don't really have. I do have something to say, actually. It was very smart. I agree that it was very smart to have Jericho win and for him to eventually win the title because, you know, you're establishing a big national company. It's not like you're doing a small indie. Uh-oh. Hold on. Wait a minute. Where are we going? Anyway, as I was saying, Jericho was the bigger name, and I think it was a smart idea to have him win the title and basically be the face of the company for the time that he was, so that you could expose the company to a national audience because not everyone shockingly not everyone knows who Kenny Omega is. Even now, not everyone knows who he is. So to have him or even Adam Page, who is even I say a lesser star than Omega, to have him as champion, it wouldn't have made sense. It would have been cool, but just it wasn't the right time to do it. So Jericho winning was smart. Moxley debuting at that match at that time was smart, and yeah, that's all I got to say. Good stuff.
All right. Josh.
Quit moaning.
Oh.
Quit moaning.
Okay. I'm not moaning. Okay. It wasn't the best. I would say previously, like everyone else said, the Wrestle Kingdom 12 match was a better match than this one. Definitely like what William said about Moxley debuting. That was kind of like something to hype the crowd up at the very end.
That was really good.
That match, yeah. Since
What a
that
way to end the
match
show.
wasn't really much. But to be honest, Kenny Omega, I mean, if you're gonna have Jared or then lose to Kenny again, because if that won't even make it fair. So I felt like it was great that Jericho won, to be honest, because it was kind of one. They each got a piece of the victory. So like Omega got one victory, Jericho got one. But I would like to see if they would do a feud again between Omega and Jericho, kind of like Alpha vs. Omega 3, possibly at a future pay-per-view. I don't know for a fact, but overall, it wasn't my favorite match, but I'll say.
All right. Evan.
Okay. So, I have been one of the few people who has said this a lot. And I will never pass up the opportunity to say it again. I cannot fucking stand Kenny Omega. And I think that he is one of the most, if not the most, overrated professional wrestler of like the past decade. I don't understand what's so good about him. His matches fucking bore me. He does the V trigger every 2 seconds and virtually nothing else. He's fucking boring as shit. I don't understand why so many people jizz in their fucking pants over the guy and act like he's one of the best modern wrestlers. I would say that he's far from it. I hate him. I seriously do. I don't like him. He also has this fucking like just weird fucking grudge against WWE for no goddamn
Yeah.
reason. I don't understand
Yeah.
what
That's
his
true.
deal is with that shit. He was never there. He was in the developmental territory for 2 fucking seconds. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I
definitely.
think he's an egomaniacal fucking overrated goddamn dude. But with the exception of that, his opponent Chris Jericho is one of the greatest of all time. He's in my top 5 for a reason. And I would say that this match wasn't too bad. I think that the only match's saving grace is that Jericho won and Moxley debuted, and that was it.
That was awesome.
But yeah, I fucking hate Kenny. I will never ever pass up the opportunity to speak negatively about the dude because I just don't get the hype.
Okay.
He is not as good as anyone says he
Yeah.
is, and that's just me. That's just me.
Alright.
All right. I also hate him because he's fucking Canadian. Nah, I'm joking. I don't. But no. Yeah, he's fucking trash, and that's it.
I just have one thing to add on about the result of the match. I don't know if they planned this so far in advance, but if they picked Jericho as the winner because they already knew in advance that they're going to do the Kenny Hangman thing now and they wanted to save the first Kenny versus Hangman for now, I think that's brilliant.
Yeah,
Mhm.
could be the case.
All right. Anyways, time for our outros. That's the whole Double or Nothing
All right.
review.
Hey.
Thank you all so much for watching this episode of the
Yeah,
Crash Burn
I'm
podcast. What?
Ooh.
Well, shut the fuck up, Josh. Okay. We hope you all enjoyed this episode and hearing us talk about Double or Nothing 2019. What a good show that was, especially the ending with Moxley debuting. That was a shocker. And yeah, you can follow the podcast
I mean, okay, all right. Listen to me, right? Let's be honest on the subject of that. I wasn't surprised at all. I thought it was interesting, but the reason why I wasn't surprised is because of how he had left on such bad terms. I was like, yeah, he's probably gonna go there, and then he did. Because where was he gonna go? I mean, I think that if he'd went to Ring of Honor, that would have been weird. If he'd went to Impact, what the fuck? That just would have been weird. That would have made no sense. He was in Japan for like 2 seconds, but now he's not. So yeah, it was an interesting shit. Yeah, I wasn't really surprised when he showed up.
Mm-hmm. All right. Follow the podcast on Instagram and Twitter, which will be down below, especially everyone in this episode and who was not on the episode down below. I'm not going to say on here because it's going to be in the description anyways.
Yeah, you can fucking read, can't you? Asshole. Sorry. I don't mean to insult the viewers.
Damn, now we're canceled.
Goddamn. Walking around here expecting special treatment for us to say the names of the members. You can see. You can read. Beat the shit out of you.
Unless you're
you're right.
Harlan Keller.
Goddamn
Oh.
kids these days.
You can subscribe to the Tuck Kitchen podcast and the Moshcast, which we linked down below, especially Josh's channel.
And that's
And you
where
can
you
check
can
out-
see me.
Yes, and you can check out and you can check out the Scoops Out Loud podcast, which Nick and his dad runs.
Imagine having a dad. Can't relate. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's some self-deprecating humor. There you go.
Anyways, that's my outro. William.
I don't have too much of an outro. I think it was a pretty solid show to get AEW started off. And, I mean, look at where they are now. It seems to have, worked, I guess. And make sure to follow, like Jason said, make sure to follow everybody. Make sure to subscribe. I'll pass it over to
Josh.
Oh, okay. Josh, whatever.
You're muted.
Damn,
Just kidding.
damn, we got the silent treatment.
Okay. Anyways, what a waste that was. Thanks for watching this episode of the podcast. Please follow everybody on their socials. Follow the podcast on the socials as well. It'll be linked down below. I don't have to go too much in detail. You can find that for yourself down below. I gotta get out of here real fast because I'm headed back to the dojo. I gotta get back to training my ass off. So this is the Assassin, and I will see you guys this Friday for our regular episodes.
Hell in a Cell review.
Hell yeah.
All
Let's
right.
go.
Yeah,
Later.
go fuck Logan. Go fuck Logan.
Yeah, bye, Josh. Nick, you go.
See ya.
All right. For being last minute on this podcast, I'd say this went pretty well. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and thank you for having me on.
You're welcome back anytime.
Oh, thank you. Like you said before, go subscribe to their podcast, subscribe to Tuck Your Chin, subscribe to me and my dad's podcast, Scoops Out Loud, where you can check out some wrestling interviews and whatever. Who knows? Maybe you'll find someone who's your dad. I don't know. And yeah, go watch this video. I don't know how you're seeing this if you haven't watched the video. You might have powers. I don't know. Check out the channel. Do that, please.
Yes.
I need the money. If I'm getting money. I'm not aware of that yet.
All right. Lucas.
Alrighty. It's my return back to the podcast, and I'm saying again, I'm sorry for not being on Fridays. I know people will say, "Where's Lucas at? Where's Lucas at?" I'm like, look here. I'm doing my own thing, and all that sort of shit. But yeah, go follow me on Snapchat, Lucas_Rainmaker. So go follow my Twitter as well. Same account as well. And yeah, I'm out of here. Bye.
Evan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into the Crash and Burn fucking podcast. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow and subscribe the Tuck Your Chin and podcast and the Moshcast. And I will beat the shit out of you if you don't do any of those things. Oh yeah, and a reminder that Kenny Omega sucks ass.
Okay. Well, have a good night, day, afternoon, everybody. Whatever time you're watching this, and see you Friday.
Crash and burn!